There are situations that repeat in everyone's life. The mistake that humiliates you, the grudge you can't put down, the storm you're sure will break you. The Japanese compress the answer to each one into a single sentence, some of them 1,000 years old. Here are 7 of those sentences, and at least one of them is probably about something you're carrying right now. First, let it flow with the water. The expression literally means to let something flow away in the water, and it's the Japanese way of saying forgive and forget. But here, forgiveness is a river. You don't just forgive someone, you simply toss the grievance into the current and let the water take it. And that difference changes everything. Because in the Japanese image, the effort isn't in forgiving, it's in letting go. You constantly cling to that grudge outside the water, exhausting yourself with both hands. The river is right there, flowing by, ready to take it away. You just have to open your hand. But this saying leaves us with an uncomfortable question. What are you still carrying that you could have thrown into the water a long time ago? The person who hurt you has probably moved on with their life. You're the one still standing there on the riverbank, holding the stone. Mizu ni nagasu doesn't say that what happened didn't matter. It just reminds you that the water is flowing, right here, right now, and the choice to let go is yours. Second, even the master's brush makes mistakes. Kobo Daishi was a Buddhist monk from the Heian period and is still considered one of the 3 greatest calligraphers Japan has ever known. He was a man whose writing was, quite literally, art. And this saying comes from him. The story goes that the emperor asked Kobo to write the characters for a plaque that would hang above one of Kyoto's gates. The plaque was raised into place, and only then did someone notice that one of the characters was missing a single dot. The country's greatest calligrapher had made a mistake, and it was right there on the city gate for everyone to see. His story could have ended in shame, but it ends differently. Without missing a beat, Kobo simply tossed his brush from a distance, and the missing dot appeared on the plaque, in the exact right spot. Even the greatest master isn't free from making mistakes. But notice that the story doesn't celebrate the error itself. It celebrates the serenity of someone who fails and fixes it without being shaken, without letting it destroy them from within. People who never mess up usually avoid doing anything challenging enough to go wrong. Failure isn't the opposite of competence. It's the price of taking action, experimenting, and exposing yourself to new experiences. Someone who goes through life without any visible mistakes is probably just avoiding anything worth doing. Third, the frog in the well knows nothing of the ocean. Imagine a frog born at the bottom of a well. That circle of water is the entire world to him, and the slice of sky above is the whole sky. And if you told him about the ocean, about a vastness of water that stretches to the horizon, he probably wouldn't believe you. Not out of ignorance, but because nothing in his experience would allow him to imagine it. The saying has 2 uses in Japan, and both are worth knowing. Sometimes it's used to describe someone narrow-minded, who thinks the tiny piece of the world they know is all there is. But it's also used as an invitation to encourage someone to broaden their perspective. The frog is unaware that he is in a well. To him, it's not a well, it's the world, and that applies to all of us. We all see the world through a lens shaped by our upbringing. our experiences, and the people around us. We rarely notice its limits because it's the only perspective we've ever known. That's why the only way forward is to stay humble and accept that there's always more to learn. Every conversation, every new idea, and every belief you're willing to question expands your view of the world. Fourth, not speaking is the flower. The beauty of this saying is in the word choice. It doesn't say it's better to stay quiet. It says that what remains unspoken is the flower. Silence becomes the beautiful part, not the absence of it. And this concept goes way beyond silence is golden. It suggests that not every thought needs to become words. It might be a harsh truth no one asked for. It might be an opinion about someone else's life that doesn't need to be shared. Or it might be a sharp comment that would only ruin the moment. Some things simply don't become better by being said. This proverb invites us to pause before speaking and ask ourselves one simple question. Will what I'm about to say make this situation any better? Because once a word is spoken, you can't take it back. The saying reminds us that there's a flower in what we choose not to say, and that many of our best decisions were the things we kept to ourselves. Fifth, after the rain, the ground hardens. This is one of the most beautiful ones, and it has an important cultural detail. It's traditionally said by older relatives to newlyweds on their wedding day. Think about what's being said there. A couple are starting their life together, and the elders are warmly warning them that rain is coming and that it's okay. The image comes from the ground. After heavy rain, the soil becomes soft and muddy, and it seems as though everything has fallen apart. But once the rain passes, the ground settles and becomes firm again. The storm didn't destroy it. It gave it time to settle. That's why this saying has two meanings that go hand in hand. The first is the one most people know. Difficult times often make us stronger. But the second meaning is even more beautiful. The elders are reminding the couple that relationships often grow stronger after difficult moments. An argument may feel like a storm, but if both people stay together through the rain, the relationship settles on firmer ground. Today's mud is tomorrow's firm ground. Sixth, never forget your beginner's spirit. Zimi, the great master of no theater, wrote these words more than 600 years ago. Today, they're often understood as a reminder to stay humble, because beginners pay attention. They ask questions, notice small details, and aren't afraid to admit they don't know. The problem is that confidence can slowly replace curiosity. As we become more experienced, we stop questioning what we already believe. We assume we've seen enough, learned enough, and understood enough. But Zimi took the idea even further. He wrote about something he called the beginner's spirit of old age. His point was simple. Growing older doesn't mean you've stopped being a beginner. Every stage of life brings experiences you've never had before. You've never been the age you are today, and you've never lived this year of your life before. That's why the beginner's spirit never stops being useful. There's always something new to learn, a different way to see the world, or another version of yourself waiting to emerge. The moment we believe we've already learned everything is often the moment we stop growing. A saying can carry centuries of wisdom in just a few words. Behind a single phrase is often a story, a place, and a way of seeing the world. We don't always know who said it first or exactly where it came from, but its meaning survives. And hundreds of years later, it can still change the way we see our own lives.